Dead in Hip Hop Conversations.
Mike's in town, Dead in Hip Hop.
Dead in Hip Hop Conversations. We're here with Night Wonder.
What's good, homie?
Peace to the A.
Dead in Hip Hop.
Just want to say thanks to everybody, man, for watching the show, for rolling with us, man. The support, the appreciation. We really appreciate all of you guys. We really appreciate all of your interactions. So it's been unprecedented. I don't think any of us expected us to even be at this point to this so far. So, man, just thank you all. Coming back next year, we're gonna bring you more topics. We're gonna bring you more album reviews and whatever else we can think of if we have time, shit. But yeah, man, just thank you all for rolling with us, man. We really appreciate it, honestly.
Yeah, man. Cameraman Rod, aka Modest Media, man. Like I said, man, it's just been a hell of a year, man. Like, just started this thing in February. My boy Ken, man, you know what I'm saying? We be arguing and shit at work, email, trying to come up with different shit to, bring to y'all, and just trying to make it better, man,
Dead in Hip Hop, this is, our last show of the year, and we will basically just wrap up the year giving you our top 5 albums of the year. Please keep in mind that these are our top 5, and your top 5 obviously will be different. But basically, here we go, man. To start it off, a lot of you probably will not be surprised with, basically what one of my top 5 selections, is that I have, and this is Kendrick Lamar, Section 80. When I think of an album, when I think of this album in particular, I think that this album had, pretty much a lot of the main elements that I look for when it comes to an album. I look for, the lyrics, the beats, and the concept. And obviously Kendrick Lamar is delivered in that area. I'm not really doing this in any particular order. Second, The Roots Undone. Obviously what they did with that album, taking the story and telling it, in reverse, and stepping outside of the elements of something that they, that they normally don't do, and doing something a little bit different, was great, and it came across very, very well. The third album that I have is Sturz's LA Riots. And again, for me, the beats were there, the lyrics were there, and the concept were there, was actually there as well. So, that one was one of the top 3 albums that I had. Was the third album that I had for this year on my top 5. The last 2 were a little bit difficult for me because, when I was talking to the guys, I was like, oh, this will be easy. I know the 5 big ones that I want, but, this one almost didn't make the list because it came out so early in the year that I almost forgot how great of an album it was. And it's basically, it's Cunnilingus Wonderology. That album, that came out earlier this year was just, amazing to me, and what they were able to do with the beats, the lyrics, and the concept and the message, a lot of the positive messages that they had in there. And then the last one that I have is Science When Skies Fall. And this is a guy that I've been listening to this year. He dropped a couple of EPs, throughout the year, a couple of songs throughout the year. And this album didn't necessarily probably have a concept to it, but, it had a lot of the production and the lyrics that I liked, the production, that soulful, jazzy type beats. There was some songs in there that had a lot of concepts to it. So, and it was very difficult to kind of find a place for that one. But when I thought about it, this is one of the albums that, I really enjoy listening to over and over again. And there were a lot really competing for that 5th spot. You got Danny Brown's Triple S, Absol's Long Term Mentality, Odyssey, Atmosphere. But at the end of the day, this is the one that, Science When Skies Fall was the album that I chose to be in my top 5. And that's it. That's what I got.
Like I said, man, Ken, man, he getting old, man, but, yo, Ken's my dude, man. We've been doing this Dead in Hip Hop shit since we at work, man. This is how it all started, you know what I'm saying? Just in our cubicles at work, just talking about this shit, you know what I'm saying? Just going back and forth when we should be working, you know what I'm saying? You gotta love FIFA,
Yeah,
man.
we got,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, you just gotta love him, man. I know, like, early on, a lot of people, had a lot of shit to say about him. Even some people now have a lot of shit to say about him, man. That's FIFA like my little brother, man. I'd defend him to the death, man. So,
Alright, so my top 5 albums of 2011, in no particular order. These are just albums, my top 5 personal favorites of this year. We'll start with Kendrick Lamar, Section 80. Good album, great concept, lyrics was there, production was there. Great album. It bumps in the whip. All of these bump in the whip, by the way. All of these bump in the whip. My next one is Logic, Young Sinatra. And he was one I didn't know if I was going to put up there, but I had to put him up there because I still listen to it. I still find myself going back, listening to it. I just love how smooth it is. It's not, like in-your-face hip-hop. Like, it's not always all loud and club sounding stuff. It's real, like, smooth, so I like that. Like, it's a different type of thing when I listen to it. It's just smoother. As you all guys know, Big Crit Returning Forever. Made my top 5. It's gonna stick in there. Big Crit, man, probably my favorite new artist out. Kendrick Lamar, close second, but Big Crit is my guy. That's my dude. Fonte, Charity Starts at Home. Like I said in the review, grown man album. I can't really say too much more than outside of just listen to it. He talks about real stuff that's happening in the world through his perspective. It's not, like Mike says, like braggadocious or not that type of hip hop. So I like it. It's real grown man. And then, like I just said recently in one of the reviews, it's a perfect album. The Roots Undone. It's flawless to me. I wouldn't change anything on it. Production, lyrics, anything. The 4 tracks I wouldn't change anything. It's almost perfect to me. As perfect as you can get. So that's my top 5.
Mike C-Town, man, we didn't think Mike C-Town was gonna hang in there, but man, I know I'm personally glad that he's hanging in there because he's a big part of it, man. He's like one of the main dudes that's not about no politics, no bullshit. He can give a fuck about what people say in the comments. He can give a fuck about if we ever get paid from this shit. I mean, he just just a real dude, man. He's just happy to be able to have this guy down with what we're doing. He's a major part, and I know you guys know that.
Fuck all you. Shit, that's what I gotta say. ATL. Hey, no, for real talk, be nasty. Get at me. No, yeah. It's been fun, man. I enjoy it. It's been a good time. It doesn't really feel like work. Hang out with these dumbass motherfuckers here, have these conversations. Hopefully we can get back into some more of the yelling, arguing, and bitching at each other. We haven't had that in a minute, so. But yeah, man, it's been a good time. I, appreciate y'all sticking around, watching. Even you dumb motherfuckers that want to put stupid shit in the comments, please keep doing it because that gives me enjoyment. The more you hate me,
gives you more ammo.
The more I like to be hated. So keep it coming. I talk with B. I might start putting the best ones on Twitter. So just keep the hate coming. I like it. I enjoy it. It's fun. I'm a masochistic motherfucker. My top 5 for the year, in no particular order. I couldn't. It was hard enough just getting the list down to 5. But I'll go ahead and knock this out since it was on my top 3 of the mid-year was Cunnilingus, Wonderology. I don't think I really have to explain why, I still think it was damn near a perfect album. The other one that was in my top 3, that's also in my top 5, is still Vakil's Armor of God. Just because it was, the way I composed my list was, which albums did I hear that just absolutely surprised me and then just held my attention throughout the entire year. And Vakil's album definitely did that. It was beastly to me, from production to lyrics. Just completely nasty. My third was Childish Gambino's Camp. I thought that was just a stellar album. Great lyrics, great concept, great everything. I just thought that dude put together a seriously dope album. Another one that definitely made me, from the second I heard it, I knew for a fact it was going on my top 5 was Doomtree's No Kings. Another album that I thought was damn near perfect. I thought Laserbeak put his ass in the production for this album, and everybody, all the MCs definitely stepped their game up as far as rapping, and I just thought this album needed a lot more attention than it got because it was unfucking believable. My 5th album was Flashbang Grenada's 10 Haters. Just because that's an album I can put on seriously at any time. You know, it's a fun album. You know, Bus Driver and No Can Do, them dudes together just made an album that I thought was just amazing. It's funny, but dudes can still rap their asses off. Now, it's another album that I don't really think it got enough attention this year. I think just because they kind of dropped it and didn't really talk about it that much. But that album to me was just fucking incredible. That's my top 5.
Beezy, man, Beezy 430, man. If you want to see Beezy, if you want to see him, if you ain't seen him, if you want to see him in rare form, dog, go back and watch the A3C day 1, day 2, day 3. Beezy in rare form, dog. I know, like, on a lot of the episodes, a lot of the views, he don't really talk much. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, speaking of him, like, you know, we haven't did the Hip Hop Minute, so we got something coming for Hip Hop Minute. We may put it back on the show. If not, we're gonna definitely put it on the website exclusively. So yeah, man, Beezy, man, that's my dude too, man. I've been knowing that guy for a long time.
Yeah, man, my top 5 was pretty hard, man. It was pretty tough for me. I know 3 that I'm pretty sure y'all might assume that I'm gonna put in there. Start off with Elzhi Illmatic.
So yours not in any particular order either?
No, yeah, no particular order. Elzhi Illmatic, for him to recreate a classic album that I love so much, is one of my favorite albums ever, and for him to do it and make it his own and with live instrumentation, which I'm a big fan of, and dude just spitting hard on every song, love it. It's flawless to me. I play that album almost every day, damn near, since it came out. Another album is Kendrick Lamar's Section 80. Love that album, man. That was a dope album from front. That's another album I revisit almost just as much as Illmatic. Love it. Dope album. Kendrick Lamar, keep doing your thing. Looking for big things for 2012 out of him. Third album, of course, is The Roots, Undone. Loved it. For them being their first concept album, they smashed it, man. And like what Mike said, I wanted more Black Thought, but that album was pretty much flawless too for me. Now these last 2 spots was very hard. It was a toss-up between Wonderology, Triple X, DTMD, and Sign Mackey in thirds, and by Kill. So I think one spot gonna go to Danny Brown, Triple X. That's another album I revisit a lot. Danny Brown really stepped it up from his previous. Well, not really stepped it up, but just he really overdid himself with this album, man. Triple X. It was a very dope album. What else? Detroit, representing, man. Detroit and LA, man, just took over hip hop this year, man. So, big shout out to Detroit and LA.
ATL.
Final spot, I think I'm gonna have to go with Hassan Mackey, Daily Bread. Hassan Mackey and Apollo Brown, Daily Bread. That album was some of those topics he touched on, I can kind of relate to, by him losing his mother and everything. So for me, for a personal, and plus the album is dope anyway. I mean, dude speeding and then Apollo Brown production. I mean, that album's pretty much flawless. You can just pop it in, let it play. That's the album I revisit a lot. Was that one. And yeah, that's my top 5 right there. No particular order. That's just my 5 right there. So check them out. If you haven't checked out any of those top 5, you better check them out.
We bring something different, man. Like, a lot of people think we're a reviewing channel, but we're not reviewers, man. We just dudes that talk about hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We're not here to just like break down an album like precisely. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't even rate shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't rate it for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, who are we to really judge somebody's work or somebody's art? You know what I'm saying? All we here to do is talk about it like people do. This is what people do. Whether you like it or whether you fuck with it or not, this is what people do, man. Real talk. People sit around and talk about shit, and that's what we bring.
You know, mass appreciation to the cast and crew, man. You know, Modest Media's been doing this shit. You guys really thinking, man, non-stop all year. All year, he hasn't missed the episode, he hasn't missed the show. And that says something. So we just appreciate everybody, you know, from Beezy to FIFO to C-Town to everybody, man. And like I said, man, we're just going to try to continue to bring it to you and continue to do what we do and do what we do best.
Hopefully next year I'll be able to, you know, be on more shows. I know a few people request, you know, want to see me, you know, elaborate on a lot of this stuff.
They all girls.
So they all girls. So, you know, man, you know, I'm going to try to show my face a little more. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier.
Cameron.
I'll do this shit every week like I'm motherfucking.
Man, either you gonna do your list or what? Say something to that.
Behind the camera, man. I'm always behind the camera. So how the fuck y'all do this shit? I don't see how y'all do this.
Just talk, man. Just talk.
Y'all motherfucking see y'all been doing this shit all year.
My name is God. My favorite God.
I try to put mine in order. You know, I'm just anal like that. So I start with my number 5. My number 5. Watch the Throne, man. Watch the Throne. I know most of the crew, man, didn't really, you know, had heavy criticism about it. And I didn't really get a chance to elaborate on how I actually felt about that album. You know, I had my critiques on it too for it not being just as lyrical. I thought it was gonna be more lyrical than it was. But then as I listened to it, I just learned to accept it for what it was. A lot of people look at it as braggadocious. I didn't really take that viewpoint of it. I took it more as, you know, it's black excellence. You know what I'm saying? And I can appreciate black excellence. I can appreciate a guy talking about, or whoever it is talking about, you know, what they have. I don't look at it as they throwing it in my face per se, or like because I don't have it. You know what I'm saying? They have it. What else are they going to rap about? I think Mike mentioned that at one point. Like, really, what you want them to rap about? The gutter? You want them to rap about how they don't have it, this, then the third, how they trying to get there? No, they have it. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's called Watch the Throne. You know what I'm saying? They kings of it. The kings of the game. You know what I'm saying? Watch how we do. Watch how we, you know, do this. You know, I don't want to get too deep into it because I can keep going, but basically I looked at that album as black excellence. You know what I'm saying? Just they're representing, you know, black people that made it to a certain point and they're celebrating it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I looked at it. 4th on my list is Third's LA Ride. Third's LA Ride, man. I wasn't as hyped as everyone else was about it on the review, but I think it really is the epitome of a concept album. You know what I'm saying? I from beginning to ending, man, he just showed LA Ride. I felt it. You know, the fellas, they're better at, you know, explaining this stuff than I am, but yeah, I think if you go back to the review, man, they really break it down and show you like why the album is really good. The third one was Logic and Sinatra. Like I said, this is like an underground MC. You know what I'm saying? Not heard of. I hope he blows up one day because he definitely deserves to, man. This is another one that I didn't listen to prior to the review that the fellas did. They also gave this one a good review as well. So anytime they give something like a really good review, I usually go back and just check it out. If I haven't listened to it yet, and when I went and checked it out, man, I was blown away, man. You know, he was like my Lupe of the year, but not Lupe in the sense of like political, just the way he sounded. You know what I'm saying? That's how I wanted Lupe to sound, like the way this Logic, you know, Sinatra sounded. You know what I'm saying? He's like on a lot of tracks. I know FIFO might have mentioned on a couple of tracks. He sounded like Lupe, but I thought on like most of that album he sounded like Lupe. Not the political Lupe, but just that sound and that flow. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoy that, and being that I'm a Lupe fan, minus the Friend of the People and minus the Lasers. You know what I'm saying? I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I liked the, you know, Sinatra album. Number 2 was Tyler the Creator, man, Goblin, man. You know, man, like I said, I know it received heavy criticisms, but it wasn't even like heavy criticism like that because I think most of the crew actually liked the album. It just didn't come off that way in the review. you know, we just can't. That was like our second review that we did of the year. You know what I'm saying? I think the first one was like K Sparks or something like that.
Yeah,
And
okay.
Tyler was our very second and probably the most entertaining review that we've done to date. So you know, if you haven't checked that out, go back and check that out. But yeah, man, Tyler the Creator, man, like I never would have thought I would have liked that type of music because it was so dark. And I know it's a lot of other stuff out there that's darker, but I'm not used to it. So to me, it seemed dark. You know what I'm saying? So for me, for that album to make me, for me to like that album and me not be into all that, just like a lot of stuff that he was talking about, I loved it, man. If he was able to make me like that album, he has to go on my top 5. You know what I'm saying? I love the guy's voice. I mean, no one sounds like him. You know what I'm saying? No one sounds like Tyler the Creator. Somebody might be talking about the same subject matter, might be saying the same type of stuff, or even better than he's doing, like in that particular genre of hip hop, if you want to say, like horrorcore, whatever label you want to put on it. But no one's Tyler. Man, my #1 album of the year is like damn near hands down, man. Because this guy's like my favorite MC of the year. I can say that without hesitation. It's Kendrick Lamar, man. Like this dude can spit, man. This dude can spit. I love his flow. I love like his rhyme scheme. I mean, just the way he sounds on the track. I mean, I always feel like I tell the guys this all the time. I feel like the beat has to catch up to him. Like I feel like when he rhymes, it's just crazy, man. Like, and I know Ken had mentioned this guy like early in the year, like I think around like the 2nd episode or something like that. And I had never listened to Overly Dedicated, and that's when he, you know, when Ken started talking about him. So I even went back and listened to Overly Dedicated. That's dope as well. But the Section 80, man, you know, it's just another like I said about Thirds, it's just an epitome of a concept album. I think he told the story well. He talked about women's issues, which is not done a lot in hip hop. So the fact that he was able to do that and took that angle and executed it really well. I mean, like I said, man, this dude is in my top. I mean, he's my top MC, and this is my top album of the year. Like definitely.
We dropped our year-end wrap-up. That's going to be it for the year. We got plenty of videos. I know a lot of you guys are new, so go to the channel, go to the playlist, and watch all the videos you have not watched, and use that for your form of entertainment until we get back, because they're there. So check that shit out. We'll be back next year, man. We're going to come back, like he said, with some more yelling and more album reviews.
Definitely more conversations.
And more conversations, yeah. We're going to definitely bring more conversations to you guys.
Send topics in. Please, keep sending your topics in so we can have stuff to talk about.
Here go the new addresses, because a lot of people are sending a lot of stuff to the Dead End Hip Hop Gmail, because that was our original mailing account. But that shit is so flooded now since, you know, we've grown. The topic requests, you send those to topic requests, that's plural, topic request with the S at the end, at deadendhiphop.com. We also have album reviews.
Album reviews.
So if you have album review requests, it's called album reviews. That's the S at the internet as well. So it's album reviews at deadendhiphop.com. The other one is music submissions. You know what I'm saying? I know I personally go through them. Music submissions, like anybody that's out there, man, if you're a spitter, you're an MC, you know what I'm saying? You want to hear one of our, you know, thoughts on your album or whatever, man, you know, we'll gladly listen to it. Like I said, I went through it like a couple weeks ago. So music submissions, like again, that's an S at the end. Music submissions at deadendhiphop.com. So is it any more addresses? Oh yeah, we also have our personal boxes too if you want to send us something directly. Love y'all, man. Like, really appreciate the support, man. Like, we almost at 7,000 subscribers. Crazy, man. Like, I had no clue that it would grow this fast. I knew it would grow because I knew we had something special. But, yeah, man, it's all y'all, man. I know y'all keep me motivated. That's how I do this shit every week. But, yeah, I really appreciate it, man.
The ladies, where the ladies at?
I know, yeah.
Why we ain't got no girls? Like there's like 3. Why we ain't got no lady followers though? Where the ladies at?
Yeah, y'all.
You know what I'm saying? He's on fucking Twitter now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, pretty ghost face looking motherfucker right here, man. He on Twitter now. So where they at? And I bet if we had your ass on camera more, they show up. The cameraman. Even did I tell you about the girl I brought home? Talking about where the cameraman at? Why he ain't on? Oh, sorry, motherfucker.
My bad, man. Maybe they like the clean cut.
I guess. Well, I'm dirty.
I just say that. No, I mean, no, you're dressed.